Hi guys, welcome back to the Laker family, where we're going to be getting into tonight's game between the Lakers and the Bulls, the game that just ended. Man, what an ugly, ugly game, but yet so beautiful. Man, I was very, very impressed from the fight and the will to come back no matter what in this team. Uh, like I was telling y'all guys in my last video, I had concerns, major concerns about our bench and the lack of production there. Uh, I called out a lot of guys, and it's like almost kind of like they hurt me. I called out Quinn Cook about how disappointing his season had been thus far, and it's like he just heard me and showed up with 17 points. Um, uh, 3 3-pointers. The guy was just on fire, and he came on like during the clutch period of the game when we needed him most. Um, it was very, very sloppy to the start of this game. There was a lot of turnovers. Something I pointed out as well that may end up rearing its ugly head because of a lack of a secondary playmaker that we don't have on this team besides LeBron James. So that's going to put LeBron James in a lot of tough spots. At times when he's just has to deal with a lot of carrying the load offensively, which in year 17 is just completely amazing to me. LeBron kept us at bay in this game. He kept us from just completely falling off the face of the earth this game. Like when nobody else could scratch, get a bucket, seemed like nobody could hit the left side of a barnyard. LeBron stepped up and showed us why he deserves MVP thus far in this early stages of the season. He was big time for us because Anthony Davis, he was struggling as well. I pointed that out in my last video. It was some about him kind of settling too much for long mid-range jumpers. Those are kind of killers when you take those and you miss a couple of them, and the other team grabs it and they're going down the other way for an easy basket. But Anthony Davis still shows his true worth as a superstar because he's not like one of those superstars where if their offensive game is off, he's just not a part of the game plan. Nothing like you can just take him out of his whole game plan because his offense is not clicking. He's not one of those type of superstars. He can do so much in many different ways. Like the defensive end, rebounding, blocking shots. All that stuff is a crucial part of being a well-rounded superstar. And that was evident again tonight. The work that he did on marketing in those guys, Wendell Carter Jr., whoever, I can't remember the other guy's name that came off the bench, but they were all struggling. The guys that Anthony Davis guarded, they were all struggling. Dwight continues to be an impressive, live, big body for us down low. I can't say enough about the guy. He can do no wrong at this point in my eyes. Let me see. Kuzma started off very, very disappointing in this game, and I told y'all that from the last game it looked like Kuzma needed at least 10 games or more to kind of get back to the Kuzma that we know, and it looked even worse the first half, and I was kind of getting a little worried, like, what's going on there? But I also stated that the coaching staff may have to put up with a couple of bumps in the road with Kuzma until he can find his flow again. And Kuzma is going to find it because he has that Kobe Black Mama mentality that never give up. You know, miss 2-3 shots in a row, I'm going to take the next one. He has that type of mentality, and it showed. A matter of fact, without that 9 point straight from Kuzma in that fourth quarter stretch, we lose this game. That was big. He was very big for us in the fourth quarter. So shout out to him for continuing to fight through the early shooting struggles. And shout out to Frank Vogel for listening to me in my last video about not pulling him for every little mistake. Just let him work through it. So thank you, Frank Vogel, for that. And it paid off. It paid off. At the Avery Bradley injury, it really showed up in this game because their guards were having a field day. Zach LaVine, Kobe White. I told my cousin about Kobe White. The first couple of games of the season, I said this guy is going to be good, Kobe White, and he showed that tonight. And Avery Bradley, for sure, would have put a stamp on this game defensively towards those guards like that. Let's see what we're missing. What I'm missing. Okay, Alex Caruso. He stepped up in a major way this game, and it wasn't just scoring or anything like that. It was being a presence defensively as well. And he showed up in key moments when the game was kind of getting tight and close right there. He came up with some crucial plays, man. Some steals, some and ones. Caruso was big time in the clutch. Let me see what I'm missing. Caldwell Pope, he kind of had a few bonehead plays here and there. But overall, the team had too many turnovers for my liking. And sometimes the turnovers was coming consecutively, too close together. You can't have that many turnovers that close together on a road. I don't care if it's the Bulls or whoever. It's tough to win any road game like that when you put yourself in those situations where you're just throwing the ball away. But the good thing about it, the great thing about it is we recovered. And that shows how great of a team that we really are. Let's see here. We have some teams coming up that I was telling y'all, I said we had like a cupcake schedule. But when I actually looked at it again, it's kind of like teams that you would think aren't as good. But I saw the Heat on our schedule. They're playing above their predicted level right now. And that's going to be a tough one. Jimmy Butler, Nunn, those guys over there. So we can't allow ourselves to keep falling behind early in these games like that. And that was another one of my concerns as well. I don't like to just point out everything great all the time. Oh, the sky is always blue, the sun's always out. I like to be objective with my team and call out things that needs to be worked on. And I know there is no such thing as a perfect team. But you can try your best to shore up your flaws the best you can. Don't just go out there and just play lackadaisical. Oh, just because we got the talent. Oh, we can get down 20. You don't want to set bad habits like that because it's definitely going to come back to bite you. But with that being said, it's still very, very impressive that, because you know what this reminds me of, guys? It kind of reminds me of back in the Kobe and Shaq days, where they were just so dominant. They could go into another team's house and just, oh, we just gonna probably take the first half off, or let's take this quarter off, Shaq, or let's get some rest this quarter. Oh, and we'll come back here. We'll get the win by maybe 3 or 5 points and go on about our way. That's what this team is reminding me of, and that's a good thing. That's a very good thing for a team to be able to kind of dictate their pace, dictate when they want to kind of coast, stuff like that. That's fine and all, but at the same time, we haven't won a championship yet with this squad. Kobe and Shaq, they had won championships, so they had kind of was they were able to kind of take that type of personality on. We don't want to take up bad habits in pursuit of our first championship with this squad, this new squad that we have now. So with that being said, I'm very impressed with everything that as far as where we are in the standings. A lot of the haters definitely didn't have us there, and I'm just glad we're shutting a lot of folks up. I'm very happy about that. So let's just keep this thing rolling, guys. Let's keep it rolling. I'm loving what I'm seeing. Let's improve upon the areas that I was showing y'all. I seen flaws in, and let's definitely get Kuzma back to 100%. He's getting there, but let's get him back to that Mamba Kuzma that we know. He does that, it's game over. But I think that's all I have for today, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in to my video. And as always, if y'all want to be a part of the Laker family, like, share, and subscribe.